And we're back. This is Chris Watson and Jason Hennessy from Wedlock Magazine and Bridal Traffic. Now we're on Chapter 4, which is entitled Keyword Research Done Right. Now, Jason, I don't know if you're like this, but when I was first exposed to search engine optimization, the moment I knew I could look up keywords, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was just searching for keywords like every single day. Now, there's sort of a habit that starts to form, and if you don't catch that habit early enough, meaning if you don't start to learn how to do keyword research the right way, you're going to end up just spending a ton of time and actually not being very effective with your keyword research. So that's why we wanted to touch on this as a standalone topic, because it's just that important. As far as I'm concerned, from an SEO perspective, keyword research is really like one of the most crucial pieces of the puzzle. Everything else revolves around the keyword, as in like, how do you get actions for these keywords, right? Everything else is subservient to the keyword. You have to understand that it's not just about pure volume of the keywords or the search volume for a particular keyword, but also what your competition is like for that keyword and what the click-through rate is like. I'll explain to you what all that means in just a second, but the click-through rate for a keyword will get you the most accurate picture for any keyword you're researching. Once you understand if you can be competitive, you'll understand that whether or not it's going to be worth your while once you are actually number one. So, I don't know, before we get started, do you have anything else you want to add, Jason?
Well, just consider this. When you're trying to build traffic to a site, there's a difference because there's traffic and then there's qualified traffic. So the goal is to start to do your due diligence so you can drive the qualified traffic to your website, not just any old traffic.
Absolutely correct. Okay, so let me just recap the tools that you have in front of you so far. Because what I'm about to show you is not going to change the tools we've showed you. You're still going to be using those. For instance, you're still going to use all that stuff, especially your SEO book toolbar. That's going to give you access to SEMrush, which is going to show you lots of keywords. You're going to be feverishly looking at every website that pops up, and you're going to say, wow, look at all this power I have. Okay, you're going to be able to determine page rank. You're going to know how many links they have coming into the page. You're going to start to get into the habit of when you start to look at any site, you can start to do keyword investigating by using SEMrush. You're going to go into the Google keyword tool, and you're going to start to really understand the sheer volume of people searching for a term. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it starts to get laborious. You go in, you find a keyword, you look at all the keyword search terms, and then you're going to type in their keyword search term into Google, and you're going to look at the top 10 results on the first page, and then what? You're going to click on that first result, and you're going to look at all their numbers. Then you're going to go back, and you're going to click on the second result, and you're going to look at all their numbers, then you're going to go back and forth and back and forth. You know what I mean? So with each keyword, you're having to do like that sequence 10 times, and it's just a lot of work. This is the way it used to be done. Even as recently as 2 or 3 years ago, it was being done this way. It was just a very manual process. There were some tools out there, but nowhere near the kind of magnitude of tools that we have today. So I want to show you a new tool that handles this, and I want you to do something in just a second. But before I do that, I just want to run through this example. Now I'm in Google Keyword Tool, and I'm going to type in Las Vegas Wedding Planner. I'm going to hit Get Keyword Ideas, and just as a reminder, I'm going to change the match to an exact match as opposed to a broad match. As you can see, the singular for that term is under 1,000 right there, and the plural is also under 1,000. But if you add those together, that's actually not a bad number. I mean, think of that number of people coming through your front door if they were looking for a wedding planner. Isn't that just an awesome thing? So some of these numbers that will look tiny compared to what we were talking about before, like the 1.5 million or whatever it was, like 100 million for one broad match search term. But this number of people are so much closer to buying.
Yeah, Chris, it used to be that the yellow pages was the method to find qualified people looking for something. Brides would actually pick up the yellow pages, their eye would gravitate towards the biggest ad that stood out, and then they would pick up the phone and they would call the advertiser. Now you have to realize the stuff that we're teaching you is exactly the same except minus the yellow pages and the exorbitant price that comes along with advertising in the yellow pages. So what's going to happen now, people are going to do a specific search and they're going to click on the first site, the second site, or the third site that appears in the Google search results. Those are the 3 sites that are going to get majority of the clicks. And if that's you, guess what? They're going to pick up the phone and they're going to call you at their convenience when they're ready to buy. So that's very important.
Yeah, and I also want to mention that it seems that every other form of media and advertising, for the most part, is all about interrupting people, right? It's about shouting the loudest or who's the biggest. Whereas this isn't about interrupting anybody. This is just about being at the right place at exactly the right time. Being there when they're actually looking for specifically what you do. That's a very powerful thing. Search engines are a unique form of media in that way. which is one of the reasons it's just so powerful. Your prospects are in exactly the right headspace when you appear in front of them. I mean, it's hard to say that about almost any other form of advertising in the world. Okay, so we're doing a search for Las Vegas wedding planner. We found out that this number of people search it for that keyword phrase per month. Let's just go to Google and type in that keyword phrase and see who comes up first. I'm doing all this live, so I'm not too sure what we're going to get. Oh, and remember to always log out of Gmail first. Otherwise, your search results will be skewed, believe it or not. It's a little tip for you.